Assalamualaikum and good morning, everyone. Can you give me thumbs up if you can see my screen and if you can hear my voice? All right. Okay, thanks. Thank you, everyone. So, how is everyone? Apa khabar semua?
Sehat.
Fine, sir.
I'm good.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Ya, Alhamdulillah. Uh, First of all, I would like to welcome everyone to web development class. Okay. So I will be talking in English since we have international students here. And for these first 3 weeks, we will be conducting the class through online. Yeah. I would like to introduce myself. I'm not turning on my camera because I'm using my hotspot, so it's a little bit less in bandwidth. So I just want to keep my presentation very similar. So I just keep the bandwidth very low. So I turn off my camera. So I'm not expecting you to open your camera neither. So you can just see my screen and hear my voice, okay? And if you have any questions during my lecture, just feel free to interrupt me, okay? Because maybe am not I will be not able to see the comments in the chat. Okay, so it's better if you have any question, you just interrupt me. Okay, so I will be introducing myself first. Okay, my name is Dr. Arifin. You can call me Dr. Arifin. You can call me Sir Arifin. Okay, it's never mind. Okay. So my office is at level 7. Okay, level 7, FSKTM building. This is my email. This is my phone number. And I'm really hoping that if you have anything to ask, if you have any inquiries, please do so during the office hours only. Okay, I really hope so. Because after office hours, after 5 p.m. will definitely a family time for me. Okay. And then these are my particulars. If you want to know about me a little bit more, this is you can know more through my community, okay, community page, community utilization page. And this is my GitHub account. So I think you already know what is GitHub. If not, then it's okay. Don't worry, because we will cover something on GitHub tomorrow, okay, during our lab. Okay, so GitHub is actually a website, or yeah, a website, basically a website to share our codes. Okay, so normally when I give lecture, I will demonstrate. Okay, I will demonstrate, and during the demonstration, I will write the code. And later after class, I will share the code through the GitHub. Okay, this is my website. This is just for fun only. It's quite in Malay called berhabuk already. I'm not. I have. It's been a while. I haven't update this website. Okay. Okay. Regarding our lecture and lab, yeah, our lecture will be every Monday, starting 10 to 12 p.m. The location will be at B8. Okay, B8. This is after Raya holiday. Okay, we will having our class face to face at B8T1. Yeah, I'm sure you already know where it is located, B8. Okay, and then for the next day, which is Tuesday, we will be your lab, and lab for section 1 and 2 will be combined. It will be combined starting from 8 to 10 a.m. and the venue is C12. C12 is nearby the B8. Okay, later on, I will show, maybe I can share you the location in the WhatsApp group later. Okay, but it's very nearby to B8. Okay, don't worry. And for session 3, the lab will be at 2 p.m. Okay, at Makmal Pengatursyaraan Internet Level 3 FSKTM. So this is the link that we are going to use for these first 3 weeks. Maybe there will be some occasion that I need to conduct the lecture online. Then we will again use the same link. Okay. And what basically that you will learn in this course, actually what you learn is you will develop web application. Those the things that you browse every day, those are things that you use every day using your browser. Now is your turn to develop it. Okay. So in order to develop it, you need to know all the things regarding the web development technology. So in this course, we will cover in terms of the front end part. Okay, front end, we will learn about HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And then for the back end part, you will learn PHP. So these all are types of, I would say, programming language that regards to web development. Actually, HTML is not considered as programming language; it's considered as markup language. But again, the terms is quite used interchangeably. Okay, and then you will learn about RDBMS. This one is Relational Database Management System. Okay, basically you learn about MySQL or MariaDB. I think for those who have take the database subject, you already know what is this. And then we also will cover any current web technologies that available in the market nowadays. Okay. Okay, so this is the learning outcomes. I won't read it. Okay, I won't read it. This one is not very important, but the main thing is at the end of this course, uh, you will get the skill how to develop your own web application. That's the most important thing. Okay, and then I will skip this one. This one also skip. Okay, this is important. Okay, so in this course, we will have 8 chapters. Okay, 8 chapters. And total, we will have 15 weeks. Okay, 15 weeks excluding the study week and final examination week. So this is the first week. The following week, I will give the project instructions. So by now, I think you can start to form your own group. But I'm not planning yet for how many members for a group. I think in this afternoon I will announce how many peoples, okay, for a group, okay, for your project. And then after Raya holiday, okay, which is week 4, we will have our first quiz, okay, which will be conducted through Otter, means it is online, okay, and what will be covered is chapter 1 and chapter 2. Okay, which is this chapter which you are going to learn today. Okay, chapter 1 and chapter 2 only. Okay, conducted online through Otter platform. For the time, I have not decided yet. Okay, later I will announce it in our WhatsApp group. And okay, then chapter 4, and then until week 7, we will have our first test. Okay, so this date is subject to changes. Okay, as for now, I already booked the F2 examination hall. Okay, on this date. Okay, already booked, but it is not approved yet. So maybe it will be subjected to change any changes. Okay, so topic that will be covered will be chapter 1 until chapter 4A. In this chapter 4, there will be two parts, part A and part B. So the one that will be covered during your test will be until chapter 4A. Okay, and then we just continue until maybe this one probably in week 14 or week 15, you are going to demonstrate your project. Okay. Okay, this is also very important. Make sure in order for you to pass this course, you need to have at least 20% for the carry mark. Okay? Carry mark constitutes 60 marks. Okay, for your carry marks, 20% of 60 mark and 20% of 40 mark. This one is for final. Okay, but uh, if you just get the minimum, which is 20% for carry mark and 20% for final, you are still not pass. Why? Because it's still below 40. It's still below 40. So there will be another uh, another rules, which is both of these two, okay, carry mark and final mark, when it combines, it should be at least 40, 40 and above. So this is very important. All right, this one I already explained. And for lab, okay, quiz is 5%, test 15%. Pass, and minimum at least 20. Okay, say like most of the students, they don't get high mark, quite high mark in final. But the carry mark saves them because they get at more than 20%. Okay. All right, this already been explained. This one, no need. Okay, this one, whatever that you do, or whatever that you submit in this class, make sure you don't copy anyone else, anyone else work. Okay, meaning that no to plagiarism. Okay, and you need to attend this class no less than 80%, meaning that you cannot absent more than 2 classes. Okay, the one that being taken into consideration for any absence will be only because of MC. Okay, MC, and that be issued by TKU or the government hospital. Okay, unfortunately, I will not accept. Not this is not my rule actually. This is uh, the UTHM rules. Okay, uh, any MC from private clinics or private hospital, we only receive MC from PKU. Okay, make sure you note that. Okay, and make sure you scan for the attendance. At the end of the class. Okay, so make sure you uh on our WhatsApp group. Okay, this is our official LMS. We'll be using Author a lot and IDE software, environment software. So during this course, you will definitely do more on coding. So when it involves codings, for me, I will use VS Code a lot. So I'm expecting that you also have VS Code already installed in your laptop. And during the lab, I highly recommend you to bring your own laptop. Okay, because the PC in the lab is quite outdated, and then maybe you will get some issue if some certain libraries is not there, and when you want to install it, you can't because you are not the admin of the OS inside the PC lab. So it is better that you just bring your own laptop, okay, to be safe. And then we will use Apache as a web server. What is web server? Later we will cover this shortly. And then the MariaDB and MySQL for the database management system. But if it is happen that you already have XAMPP installed, I think you already installed XAMPP during your database class before this previously. So you don't need to worry about these two because XAMPP already pre-bundled with Apache. Apache is a web server, and also the DBMS, which is MariaDB. Okay, in XAMPP we have MariaDB. And also, if you familiar with Laravel, if you delve into Laravel before this, I'm not sure whether you heard about Laravel before, but if you do, you might probably use Laragon before. So if you already have Laragon, so you don't need to install them. Okay, you can just use either one. Yeah, either them or Laragon. Okay, that's it. Do you have any questions so far?
No, sir.
All right. Okay. I want to know how many of and one student. We have 101 student. We we are six. We have six more left. Okay. What I want to do is for this first class, I will begin with a quiz. Okay, I will begin with a quiz from Quiz Easy. But don't worry, this is not taken into the carry mark. This is just for fun only. For fun only. I just want to share. mm, okay. I just want to I just want to know uh what is your is there any are there any fundamentals in in your knowledge about web development? So please join this quiz. Okay, please join this quiz. Go to yeah, copy this link. I paste in the chat, and I'll also paste it in the WhatsApp group. Okay, please do join the quiz easy through the link. Okay, This is just for fun only. Okay, don't worry, I will not this one is will not taken into the coursework. Okay, we will start shortly after all participants has entered. Come on, guys. Another 30%. Come on, I'm still waiting here. Okay, may I know sebelum ni ada kelas tak? Sebelum kelas saya. Is there any class?
Ada,
Ada eh? Okay.
ada.
Okay, come on guys. About 20 more. This is just for fun only. No worries. Okay? No worries. I just want to know whether you have some fundamental or not. But maybe I will have this quiz easy as apa ni? Mm, as a normal apa? Every class lah. Okay, is a normal basis lah. For every class, I will be having we will be having quiz easy. Okay. Okay, so there will be 15 questions. All will be multi-choice questions. Okay, multi-choice questions. Okay, I think we can start now. Okay, are you ready, everyone? Dah sedia ke?
Yes, sir.
Alright, okay. So I will press the start button now. Okay, get ready, guys. Eh, korang boleh nampak ke soalannya? Soalan nampak tak?
Nampak?
Okay. Okay, Ain is leading now, followed by Usman and Amar. Okay, well done. AI is still eating. Okay, now is Usman. Usman is leading. Usman has result. Okay, the competition is between Ain and Uthman. Okay, now is Zakwan, number two. Okay, guys, I think we already have the winner. Actually, this is my first time using Quiz Easy. So, previously I'm using Kahoot. So, when I use Kahoot, I can see the questions one by one. But this one, I can't see. I couldn't see. So I'm not sure whether you have everyone is finished or not. But I think I'm gonna to stop now because I don't want to drag our time for our chapter one. Okay, so by now I think we already have the winner, which is Shahzani Sahran. Okay, congratulations, Shahzani Sahran. And then number two is Amma, number three is Mirza, number four Warid, and fifth is Saranya. So I'm going to end this one. Okay, I'm going to end. Tadi saya lemah dah ada. Siapa ni tadi saya lemah? Yang dah tak lemah ha? Okay. So congratulations Syazani. Well done. So I think you have the fundamentals for web development. So it's very good. It's very good. And for those who are not getting good here, don't worry because uh, that's why you are here. Okay, that's why you are enrolling this subject because we want to learn about web development. So it is okay if you can get the highest score in this quiz. This is just for fun only. I just want to know whether you have some basic or not. So it's clear there are some of you that already have basics. Okay, so it is good, but for others who are not getting high marks, don't worry. We will learn through every chapter. Okay, don't worry. So I will continue with our lesson. Okay, maybe later on, if we have time, we will revisit this quiz to know what is the answer. Okay. So as of now, to save our time, because this is already 10:40, and all of you are fasting, including me. So I'm going to start the class, start the chapter one as soon as possible. So this is our chapter one, and I already upload this PDF on Otter, okay, under learning materials. So you can get it from your side. Okay, so what we are going to learn in this chapter is basically the fundamental of World Wide Web and also the internet. Okay, so this is very important uh, as the first step before we delve into uh, the coding part. Okay, the true web development part, which is most likely what you will learn in this class will be uh, coding of different types of programming language that when we form together, it will create a web application. Okay, so we will begin with the web and the internet first. Okay, so what is actually internet? Internet is an international network of connected computers. Okay, so the purpose of connecting computers together is basically to share information. So most likely, peoples will use internet, the term internet and World Wide Web interchangeably. Okay, they will say that World Wide Web is internet. Internet is World Wide Web, which is slightly true. Okay, it's not exactly true, but it is slightly true. Why? Because World Wide Web is actually a subset of internet. Internet is this whole thing. Okay, internet is this whole thing which which constitute the subset of web, email, online gaming, FTP, and other things. I cannot put all of them in just one single set. Okay, actually there are many. So World Wide Web or simply web is just the subset of internet. Okay, meaning is just a way of us to share information. Okay, to share information. So there are plenty ways of sharing information other than using the web. Okay, we can share information through email. We can share information through FTP. FTP stands for File Transfer Protocol. This is quite new online gaming. Okay, it's not literally sharing information. It's more on, I would say, collaboration lah. Okay, because when we play online games, we play with others. Okay, uh, okay, that's the thing. Okay, the World Wide Web is system of interconnected documents and resources linked by hyperlinks and URL. What is URL? URL is Uniform Resource Locator. Okay, basically URL is the link, okay, that we enter on top of our browser. So this is what we call as URL. Okay, so World Wide Web is this a system of interconnected documents and resources. So those documents and resources are placed inside a computer. Okay, this is a computer, or sometimes we call it as node lah. But node is basically a computer. This is a computer and a computer. And if you can see clearly, each computer has its own address. You can see over here, this is what we call as IP address. Okay, IP address. Okay, so IP address is unique for each computer that connected in this World Wide Web, right? So these documents and resource can be accessed using a web browser that we use every day. Okay, so that is called a web browser. And the most important part is who invented World Wide Web. Okay, it was invented by computer scientist named Tim Berners-Lee. Yeah, I think he is a British, okay, a British, Tim Berners-Lee. In 1989, while working at CERN. CERN, if I'm not mistaken, CERN is uh, an institute, a research institute. I forgot what all of this stands for, but it is a research institute. Okay, so while he's working there, uh, he developed or he invented the web. Okay, so the core element of a web is it should have uh, a URL. Okay, every web should have its own URL. So basically, URL is the address, yeah, or the address of uh, where we can get those resources or documents. Okay, and then it should have the protocol. Okay, protocol. Either it use HTTP, either or HTTPS or FTP and whatnot. Okay, there are plenty of protocols. So what is protocol? We will learn shortly what is protocol. Okay, so first we need to have the address or URL, simply URL, and those URLs should comes along with HTTP. Oh, sorry, with protocol, which is HTTP or HTTPS or some others. So in this case, the protocol is HTTPS. Okay, we have S over there. S stands for secure. All right, next, we should have a software program, or to be exact, web server software. So this web server software is installed inside a server. Okay, a server, not inside your PC or laptop, not at the client side, but it is more at the server side. Okay, so the software name web server, okay, which acts to respond to any HTTP request. So whenever we enter a URL or an address or a destination, we as a client is actually making a request to a server. Okay, we are making a request to a server. Okay, so inside this server, we have the web server, web server software. Okay, web server software that respond to our request. Okay, meaning that it will pass back to the client with the document or resource that uh, that being uh, that they ask from here. Okay, that they request from here. Okay, and then we have the HTML to publish the document, and then we have also a software named browser. Okay, so these are core elements of a web. Okay, we should have all these complete elements uh, in order to define a web. Okay, next I will share with you a little bit of history regarding the internet. So internet was started uh, at ARPANET. Okay, ARPANET is an institute of uh, nuclear research, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, it is a research institute uh, that do research regarding on nuclear. Okay, what happened during this day in 1969? Okay, uh, in that uh, particular institute, which is ARPANET, there are a lot of departments. Okay, there are departments. There are departments A, department B, department C. Okay, so each of these department has their group of researchers. Okay, a group of researchers. Each of these department. So there is a problem whereby, okay, when they do research, okay, they will document the research. They will document the research. Okay, the thing is, they wanted to share these documents with every department. Okay, but by that time, there is no internet. Okay, there is no internet yet. So what they will do is they need to share it manually. Okay, they need to pass it from here to other researchers from here. Okay, so this guy named Tim Berners-Lee, okay, this guy Tim Berners-Lee, he proposed a way whereby we can communicate uh, each department using computers. At that time, there were computers. Okay, at that time there were computers, but those computers are not connected together. There was no computer network. Okay, at that time, computer networks, there is no term of computer network. Computer network doesn't exist at that time. So this guy, Tim Berners-Lee, uh, he proposed a network connection, okay, in order to connect each computer at each department. Okay, I forgot what is the network name. Okay, uh, something net something. It's like that. Okay, so he proposed a network uh, or a medium. Okay, a medium for computers in every department to be connected. Okay, so at that time, he managed to connect all the computers in each department. However, there is another issue. Okay, as the time goes by, as the computers expand, okay, from 2 computers to 3, from 3 to 10, from 10 to 20, and so on, there is a problem whereby, okay, uh, people tends people find it is very hard to memorize the address of these computers. Okay, at that time, the address of the computers are basically this IP address. Okay, they find the issue whereby when the computers expand, it's very cumbersome to memorize the IP address. Then it comes DNS. Okay, I'm quite sure that you have heard DNS before. Maybe you are not sure what is DNS, but DNS is basically to turn these numbers, address in form of numbers, into something like google.com, uthm.edu.my, okay, uthm, and so on and so forth. Okay, so basically that is the purpose of DNS, to translate, okay, or to represent every of IP address into a domain address. So we call this as domain address. Okay, that is DNS. And then what else? Okay, and then this guy also invented the first graphical web browser. I assume maybe at the moment where internet was invented, there is a browser, but the browser may be in CLI mode, maybe. Okay, I'm not sure. CLI is like command line. Okay, and then this guy also proposed the web in 1989. Okay, where we have what we call as this all of these things. Okay, all of the elements. Okay, thereby he invented URL, HTTP, web server, HTML, and so on. Okay, in 1989, and then the next year, the first web page was published. Okay, you might want to see uh, how the first web page is look like. I think if I remember it correctly, this is the first website ever. Okay, this is the first website. Okay, it's basically uh, text-based website. Nothing much. There are text and there are links. It's just that. So this is during when 1990. Okay, this is the first website. And then the first content-based search protocol called Gopher was introduced. And then another key milestone, the first widely downloaded internet browser called Mosaic. Okay, if I pronounce it correctly, the name is Mosaic. So this is Mosaic. Okay, and then followed by 1986 Hotmail. Hotmail is the first webmail. Okay, before we have Gmail. Okay, during my time we have Hotmail. Okay, and then 1998 Google was launched. Okay. Okay, until this one, any questions you might want to ask? If none, I will proceed, okay? So far, is it okay? Ke dah ngantuk? Are you still okay, guys? Are you still there?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Okay, nice. Okay, now we move into how the web works. So web originally works, or not originally lah, it's always worked with client-server architecture, whereby we have client, this is us, okay? We have a client, we want to visit a certain web browser, we make a request, okay? So those requests will be sent over the internet, and that request will reach the server, which has the page that we request, and then this server will respond back to the one that requests through the internet. Okay, so this is basically it. How the web works. Okay, it uses client server architecture. Okay. Okay, so if you can see clearly over here, we have two sides. This is a client side. This is server side. So in the server side, we call this as web server. Okay, and then as I mentioned before clearly, as I mentioned before this, okay, we should have a web server in order to uniform an internet, a web, okay, to uniform a web, this one, a software program. So inside this server, we have a web server software, okay, installed within this server. So web server should consist both hardware and software. Hardware is this, Okay, server cannot operate if we don't have the web server software. Okay, we need to install the web server software. If it is happen that you have XAMPP, inside XAMPP we have Apache as the web server software. A is stands for Apache, M MySQL, XAMPP, P is PHP. Okay, so when you download XAMPP, you install XAMPP, you download it together with the web server software. Okay, meaning that your laptop here will act as a server. Okay, not a real server, but because you want to develop, right? You want to develop, you however, you need to have a web server installed in your PC. That's why you need XAMPP as for the development environment. Okay, web server consists of hardware and software that utilize HTTP and other protocols. So the primary function are to store, process, and deliver web pages and other content to user. Okay, you need to store the web page, and then process might be that you need to do some processing inside this page. Okay, especially if you use any any server-side scripting like PHP, you need to do some processing over here. Then you pass back or you respond back to the client. For example, you want to log in to a web application. So you send a request to log in, you send your data, which is username and password, send it to here, to server. And let's say the web application use PHP, and those PHP script will process the username and your password and check with the database whether it is identical or not. Then if it's identical to uh, whichever stored in the database server, then it will pass back to the home page. Okay, after you log in, it passes back to the home page. So that is process, and then deliver the web page. Okay. So there are quite plenty of web server software in the market, uh, including Microsoft IS. Basically, if you use any Microsoft product, you should pay. Okay, it should be yearly. It should be basis on subscription, yearly basis subscription. Okay, if you opt for open source one, you need to go for Apache. Okay, that's why we have Apache in Zen, because it's free. It's basically open source. This is used in industry too. Okay, you can also use during your development, during your learning. But if you are going into industry, might probably that they will use another web server software called Nginx. Some people call it Nginx. Some people call it Nginx. Uh, it doesn't matter. Okay, it's the same thing. So Nginx is another web server software, and then uh, apart from that, you have Open Light Speed. Open Light Speed is basically it will fuse the uh, the perks or the advantages of PHP and Nginx together into a one form. So that is Open Light Speed. Okay, Apache is good at certain use case. Nginx is also good at certain use case. So Open Light Speed cater both. It is best. It is the best of the both worlds. Okay, Apache is very good for uh, client-side processing. If your web application has a lot of code to be processed, then using Apache is the best way lah. If your web application is just static website, okay, this is more technical. If you don't understand, it's okay. If your web application is just static, no need for any CRUD processing. CRUD is create, read, update, delete. Okay, it's related to the database. Then you probably should go for Nginx. Okay, so this is the interface if you are using Microsoft IIS. IIS stands for Internet information service. And okay, this is where you put your web application files. Okay, so if you are using Microsoft product, Microsoft services, you might end up with writing the web application in their language too. If you can see over here, it's written in ASP. ASP is Microsoft own language, meaning you need to have license lah to use ASP. Okay. As compared to PHP, PHP is open source. You don't need any license, okay, to use it. And this is Zen. Okay, you already. I think most of you already know what Zen is. And there will be as similar to IIS. There will be a folder that you need to put all your web application files, which is inside htdocs. Okay, htdocs. And then if you are pro user, okay, you might end up with Nginx, okay, whereby normally Nginx doesn't have any GUI, any graphical user interface, okay. You need to use command line all the way, okay, like this one. You use most likely CLI, command line interface. So this is the homepage of Nginx. Yeah, until this part, do you have any questions so far? All good, everyone? Can you give me thumbs up to know, for me to know that you are okay? All right. Okay. Nice. I will continue on the next one. Okay, database server. Apart from web server, just now what I explained is web server. Okay, this is web server. There's another server. Actually, there are many types of server. But in this class, what you will need to know, most importantly, two should be web server and database server. So database server is actually a server. It's actually a computer, okay, a computer or a server that sits behind the web server. Okay, it sits behind the web server. So let's say I want to log into SMAP online. Okay, I will pass the username and password, and then there will be a PHP file, a client script, client side script. Okay, here. Okay, which is written in PHP, for example, PHP. So inside this PHP file, there is a line where it needs to verify with the database server. So this is a database server to verify whether the username and password that I key in the browser over here match the one that's stored inside the database server. Okay, from here, it will go to here. And then if it matches, then it will pass back to the web server. Web server will pass back or respond to the client. Okay, so this is web server. So sometimes we call this as three-tier architecture. Okay, in industry, okay, here's the thing. If you are using them, if you are using them, where is them? Okay, if you are using them, this is web server. This is database server. These two are inside your laptop, which is a single machine. Okay, your laptop is just a single machine, right? So these two are located in one machine. But in the industry, or in big organization, okay, you cannot simply put in one server. Why? Because just in case, okay, one component is down, so all will be down. Yes, that's why normally in the industry we have three-tier architecture. This is web server, this is database server at the back, ES, and at the front is your application server. Okay, let's say this application server is Map Online. This is Map Online. Say like it written in PHP. PHP. Allah. Boleh lah ni PHP. So this application will interact with web server. Okay. And then web server will interact with database server. So this is a three-tier architecture. And why we need to have this kind of architecture? Another thing, because of security. Okay, security. Because we need to put the database server the most behind the most back one. Okay, because we want to protect our data over here. Okay, but if you put in just one single server, you can also put MySQL. Normally inside the database server, we will install MySQL. You can also put MySQL over here, but but it's very open to public. We will face to the public. Okay, in just one layer. But this you need to go through 3 layers in order to get all the data inside the database server. So I hope you understand about this. This is three-tier architecture. Okay, what else? While the server is responsible for handling HTTP requests and serving web content, the server is where the data lives. Okay, so all the data of the client. So in this case, this is Smart Online. The client is you. Okay, you also want to make sure your data is safe, right? Safe and private. So that's why the database server will be at the back. Okay. And then this is the database server or the DBMS, database server, the management system, DBMS. So if it is happened that you have XAMPP, you probably use PHP MyAdmin. I think you are already familiar with this during the database class. But in the industry or in the real world scenario, okay, it is not necessary PHP MyAdmin. You can also use CLI for your database. So if you can see clearly over here, these all are CLI. You need to use command. Okay, so this is command to show all the database. Okay, so you get this result. See here where this is the GUI. Okay. Okay. So for you to see all the tables in a certain database, so this is one of the database, PARC_class. Okay, PARC_class. Where is it? This one, PARC_class. In order to use this database, I need to use this command. Okay, so this is CLI. The left one is CLI. This one is GUI. So when you work later on, or you go to your practical, there might be some occasion you need to do on CLI mode. Okay. All right. Communication network. Okay. Internet is a global network of physical cables, which include copper telephone, wires, and fiber optics. Even wireless connection like Wi-Fi and 3G, 4G, 5G rely on these physical cables. Okay. This is the one that I talked earlier about protocol, the HTTP. Okay. So protocol, what is protocol? Protocol is a standard mechanism to allow the similar system to communicate over a network. Okay, so whenever you request something on through the browser, right? Let's say you request to display or to access Smart Online, before your request reach to the server, it will be routed. Your request will be routed to multiple device. It can be routers. It can be routers. It can be access point. Access point is something like your wireless router. Okay, in UTSM, if you live inside the upper college, you have access point, right? In every floor, you have access point or router, Wi-Fi router. And then might be switch, okay? And there might be a proxy server, okay? If you are using Wi-Fi, UTSM Wi-Fi, you need to go through to the proxy server. Proxy server is like Pak Guard lah. It's like someone who monitors the outgoing and the incoming traffic. Let's say you want to go to any adult's website. Of course you can't, because there is a server called as proxy server that monitor all the incoming request or ingoing response. Okay, proxy server. So there are plenty of devices over here, plenty of dissimilar system. So that's why we need a protocol, okay, to enable all of these devices or these systems to talk each other. Okay, hence we need to have a protocol. Okay, there are plenty of protocols: TCP/IP, UDP, HTTP, FTP. Okay, a single communication may involve different protocols. So let's go one by one. Okay, what is TCP/IP? TCP/IP enable a device to exchange data over a network. TCP manage the assembly of message or file into smaller packets. Okay. Instead of reading all this, I just want to show you the example, because you will digest easier if I show example rather than I just read this. Okay. So what happened is, if you use most of our protocols nowadays, if you visit any website, the protocols should be TCP/IP. So what TCP/IP do? Let's say what you're going to send into the network or into the internet is this message. Okay, so inside this TCP/IP protocol, this message will be break down into three parts. It can be more lah. It can be more. There's an algorithm or whatsoever that break down this message into different parts. Okay, so this is part one, part two, and part three. And then what happened is, this part one will be sent. This is you want to send this message to your friend over here. So what TCP/IP will do, it will break down this message into three parts. Okay, so the first part will go first until it reach through your friend over here. Then what is going on is your PC, not your PC, your friend's PC or browser will send back, okay, a notification telling you that, okay, I have received your message completely. Okay, it's either complete or not complete. Okay, why there is a reason of not complete? Because at that time maybe you experience uh, an internet issue. Okay, maybe you experience a bandwidth issue. Okay, meaning that this message maybe is not fully sent. Maybe the E is missing. Okay, maybe it is missing during the hiccup. Okay, so your friend will send another message, okay, telling you that, hey, I think I don't receive the whole message. Can you send it back? Okay, then they will send it back. Okay, until it will complete, until you get the complete message. Okay, for the first packet. Okay, and then the second packet, this one, send to your friend, and then again your friend will verify, okay, this one is complete. And then the last one, which is this message, send again, and then it will send you notification, okay, I received all the three packets completely, thank you. Then what happened? This browser or this PC, whatsoever, it will consolidate or it will merge all this message back. Okay, so this is TCP/IP. Okay, another one that I forgot to mention is IP. The IP is basically the address. Okay, whenever you send this packet, you need to have the IP address, right? For example, 1, 2, 3. dot 10 dot blah blah blah. Okay. Okay, you need to have an address. This is your friend's address. Okay. So that is TCP/IP. Okay. It breaks the message into smaller packets and transmitted over internet. That by a TCP that resemble the packet into original message. It also provides error checking. Okay. That's why if there's an error, if the message is not complete, it will notify back to the sender. Actually, if it is complete, it also notify, but it will notify with the complete flag lah. Okay, this one is complete. Thank you. You send another packet. Okay, you send the second packet and so on. Okay, so that is TCP/IP. Okay, thing that you need to know, there are two types of IP address. The one that most widely used is IPv4, and the one that is very rarely used but is gaining more attention or gaining more implementation is IPv6. IPv6 should be in hexadecimal. Okay, so this is in hexadecimal. This is just numbers. Okay, and then UDP. Okay, UDP is an alternative communication protocol to TCP, which is used primarily for establishing low latency and loss tolerating connection. Okay, what does it mean? Okay, I think you already understand how TCP/IP works. Okay, so it's basically the same. However, in UDP, it doesn't have this. It won't reply back to the sender. Okay, this packet is complete. Okay, this packet is not complete. No, it won't reply back. It just receive what it is, whether complete or not. So what are the use case of UDP? YouTube. Okay, YouTube use UDP. That's why if you watch something live stream on YouTube, and then suddenly you have some internet connection, okay, the frame will continue at the part which your internet already okay. The connection is stable back. Okay, meaning that let's say this is a frame 1, frame 2. This is the frame of the video. Okay, suddenly you get internet connection. At this time, it is frame 3 and frame number 4 is ongoing. Then your internet is okay. You will receive frame number 5. You won't receive 3 and 4 because it doesn't have this. Okay, it won't reply back. Okay, that is UDP. So it is loss tolerating connection and also for low latency. Okay, so it might happen that if you play online games, you also use UDP. Okay, so this is UDP. And then HTTP. HTTP is protocol that is designed to request and transfer web pages and related resource like image on the internet. HTTP is based on protocol designed to request, and transfer the web page. Okay, so the moment where this is you, the moment when you send this message, the underlying protocol is TCP/IP and also HTTP. Like I mentioned just now, you can have more than one protocols in a single communication. May involve different protocols or more than one protocols. So in a case when you want to send this message to your friend, you probably use HTTP, HTTP, and also TCP/IP. Okay, TCP/IP. So HTTP enables you to request and transfer web page and related resource like images, scripts, and also style sheet. HTTP is based on client-server model, where the browser acts as the client and the server host as the website. This protocol is stateless, meaning each request from a client is treated as independent with no inherent. For example, when a URL is entered into a browser, it sends a request to web server. Instruction is to fetch and transmit to the requested web page back to the browser. Okay, might be you don't understand, so I show you. Let's say I'm going to visit UTHM official website. Okay, so this is a UTHM official website, and I'm using Google Chrome right now. So what I'm going to do is I right click and I go to inspect. Okay, right click and then go to inspect, and then I will be going to this network tab. Okay, I'm going to refresh the page again. Okay, so this is under network tab. Okay, if you can see over here, okay, whenever I'm refreshing the web page, okay, meaning that I'm requesting, okay, I'm requesting uh, to the server to display this UTHM web page. The moment I'm requesting, the file that being sent back to me is this file. Okay, this is the file. Okay, this is the file. It's sent back to my browser. Okay, and then inside this file, it is happened that there is a CSS file. CSS is a styling file. Okay, let me show you if I can see the CSS file of the view page source. I think I can have the CSS file. CSS. Yeah, there are quite number of CSS file over here. This is CSS file, .css. CSS is cascading style sheet, which we're going to learn in the next class. So this is particularly a file to styling the web page. This color, this font, these images are from this file. Okay, it comes from this file. So what happened here? Okay, the first file that sent back to me is this file. Basically, I assume this is HTML file. Then when my browser reads this file, okay, it found that there is CSS file. Oh, there are 4 or 5 CSS file. Okay, so what is my browser will do? It will make another request to fetch this file, to fetch this CSS file, which is this file. You can see here, the file extension is .css. This is CSS. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 CSS files. So within a glimpse, within a blink of our eyes, it makes several connections. Our browser, this browser, make a several connection to get multiple files. So it's not exactly necessary one file, multiple files. This is also CSS. This is JavaScript file. Okay, .js. Okay, JavaScript, and so on. Okay, so that is what HTTP do. It requests file and it transfer back to your browser. Okay, that's it. Okay. And then we have HTTPS. It is the same like HTTP. Okay, the way how it works is the same with HTTP, but it has S over here. So what does S mean? S means secure. Okay, S means secure. So when it's secure, meaning that it provides encryption. So whenever you request for a web page, where is it? When you request from your PC to your server, during this journey, all your data will be encrypted. So if anyone wants to hack, anyone wants to sniff your data, they can get it, but they can't see the real data. Okay, that's why the importance of HTTPS. During the early days of internet, most of websites are HTTP. Okay, but after that, there's a comply from World Wide Web Organization, whereby each website should have HTTPS. That's why if you can see over here, our website, our UTSM website, this one also use HTTPS. Cannot see over here. Yeah, HTTPS. This is not HTTP anymore. I think we can still use HTTP, but it will redirect back to HTTPS. Yeah. Yeah, it will redirect to HTTPS regardless you fill up this with HTTP only. All right, HTTPS done. Okay, this is the request header. Where can you get this request header? You can get it from here. Okay, right click. Okay, right click, inspect. Then go to the network. So you can see your request header. This. So this is simply like a request message to the server. Okay, hold on, yeah. I need to do something. Okay, so this is your request header. So whenever you are requesting for this website, this UTSM website, you send some bit of information to be frank, I don't know everything about this, but I do know some of it. Gzip type of compress. Gzip is a page is transferred to me, it will be compressed in gzip format. Okay, and then I will tell the server I only accept HTML. HTML. This is the date where I'm requesting the web page. Okay. What else? Sorry. This is response, not response is from the server. Request is by me. Okay. This is the details that come out from my side. Okay, from the browser to the server. Okay, I'm requesting this web page. This is the method, and this one you will learn later. I'm requesting to view the English folder. I believe education website has multiple language, I believe. Okay, this is a protocol that I'm requesting HTTPS. Only reply me with HTTPS, meaning that I want it to be secure. This is gzip, the one that I mentioned earlier. Cookie you will learn later on. And this one is a little bit of my operating system. Okay, I will tell them. Okay, I'm right now I'm in Mac OS operating system, blah 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 blah. Okay, and then this is the response from the server. Okay, response from the server. What else? So you get some information here. UTSM use Apache server, Apache web server, and then they use PHP version 8.4, right? Okay, that is header. And then 200, this thing, okay, this one, 200 means the apa ni? The website is successfully delivered. Okay. You 1.0, which we are not, most of the website not are using anymore. I wonder this one is using which version? I think this one is 1.1. Other resources like this. This is PNG. Okay. PNG is images. This is CSS, .css. I think we also will have JS. JS is JavaScript. Okay, so there are plenty of resources just to display a complete one web page. Okay, so let's say this is the web page that I want to display that I'm requesting for. Okay, so what HTTP version 1 will do is it will establish a connection to the server. What does establish connection do? Is it's actually like making a phone call. So literally you making a phone call. I don't know how to draw a phone call. Okay, let's say this is a phone. Making a phone call to a server. During this phone call, you are requesting, hey server, can I get vacation.html? Server will reply, sure. Then it will send the vacation.html as this guy requests. Okay, as this guy requested. After the vacation HTML has reached this guy, okay, it will hang up. It will end the connection. Mati. Connection mati. Habis kat situ saja. Okay. And then this guy will read the vacation HTML. It will read. It will read. Read. Hey, suddenly, oh, there is CSS file. And this is an external CSS file. So what it will do next is it will make a phone call connection again to this server. Hey server, I think you are missing one file, which is style.css. Can you give it to me? Then web server will respond yes. Okay. So web server will pass style CSS to this guy. And then again, the connection ends. Okay. And then so do the same thing goes with another resources. If we have picture and we have 100 pictures, then the connection will be going just in a blink of an eye. Okay, within a second. But it still takes time lah. Okay, it still takes time. That is HTTP 1.0. That's why to mitigate this problem, because we need to create multiple connections for every single resource, then it comes HTTP version 2. Yeah, I won't read this, okay? I just explain. So in HTTP 2, as compared to HTTP 1, one phone call, one file. One phone call, one file. Using HTTP 2, in one phone call, you can get 2 or more files. That is the difference. That. Okay, so most of the website nowadays are using HTTP2 protocol, so it be a lot more faster. Okay, that is the simplest expression that I can give you for HTTP2. Instead of read, nanti pun ngantuk kan. Okay, so that is the difference between HTTP. Sorry, not HTTP2, HTTP 1.1. HTTP 1.1 HTTP 1.1. Sorry. HTTP 1.1, you can create multiple connection, meaning that you can create more than one phone call. You can create phone call, 2 or more phone call simultaneously to get the resources simultaneously lah. Okay, but in HTTP2, within one call, you can get more files. Okay, HTTP2, one call, more files. A lot of files. But for HTTP 1.1, one call, only one file. But the best thing is you can create multiple calls. This is handphone, this is handphone. Just imagine this is handphone, multiple files. Okay. For HTTP version 1, only one call at the same time, cannot have multiple calls. And in each call, only have one file. Okay. So HTTP2 is the fastest. Most of the website nowadays is either HTTP 1.1 or HTTP 2. Okay. Normally I can see the protocol here, but now I can't see. I'm not sure why. Normally we can see the HTTP version over here. Okay, never mind. The one is done. Okay, this is there's another one, HTTP3. This is normally used by banking lah because it's a lot more faster. Because it combines. It not use TCP/IP. It use UDP. You still remember UDP? UDP is very loosely type of protocol. Okay, very loose type of protocol. And then okay, this is the status code. If it is happen that you receive the website fully, you will get the 200 code. That's why here I get 200. Okay, over here. Let's see whether this JavaScript file also 200. Yeah, 200. Okay. Okay, you can see over here from this cache, meaning that I get this JavaScript not from the server, but from my browser. Okay, my browser, this Google Chrome already cached it. Cache means it's safe. It saved this JS file temporarily, for temporarily. So when I want to reach again this website, it will reload more faster. It will load more faster because I already cached. Not I lah, the Chrome, okay, the web browser. Okay, 300 move properly 304. I think you might be familiar with this 404. 404 means the resource is not there. Okay, it's absent. Okay, so if the status code start with 4, normally it is your fault, client side fault. Okay, but if the status code start with 5, it is server fault. Server fault, salah server. This is client fault. This is our mistake because we are requesting something that is not available. Let's say and lepas tu apa? A.html. Tengok. 404. I'm requesting something that not exist. So it's my fault. Okay. So when start with 4, it's your fault, it's our fault, it's client fault. When it start with 5, it is server fault. Okay. Okay, FTP is completely different from HTTP. FTP is more on sharing file. Okay, it's more on sharing file. I don't have any example of as of now. Let's see if I can get some in title, in text. Oh, it's something like this lah. Okay, FTP is something like this, where you only have the only get to see the files only, not the website. So that is FTP. Okay, and then Internet Protocol. I think you already know what is Internet Protocol. So every website has its own IP. Say like I want to visit this UTHM website. Okay, with IP address, not by domain. This is domain, yeah? Domain name. So I can domain to IP, domain to IP. Okay, so this is the IP address for UTHM website. So I think I can copy this. Definitely I can copy this. And then if I paste this, so it gets warning because I'm not using HTTP. Advanced, proceed. So I'm getting the same web page, but using IP address. So what it will do is, normally what we'll do, what happens at the back is this uthm.edu.my will be translated into this 103.203. We as a consumer, we can see lah that process. Okay, but at the back, okay, what actually being served is from this address. Okay. Okay, that's why we have a domain name. So uthm.edu.my, is the domain name for this IP address. For sure, if there is no DNS, we can't remember this. Okay, we can't remember. That's why we have domain name system. So domain name system is just a naming system for computers, services, or any resource connected to the internet or private. It translate memorize domain names to a numerical IP address. Okay. So what happened is whenever you requesting for a website like this one is fun web dev, it will go to the DNS server first. There is a server that store uh, the IP address of every website in this world. So in those in those server, it can be something like it will store uthm.edu.my, IP address is 111 dot blah 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 blah. Okay. And then the following is apa lagi? Google.com. So it has this record. Okay. It has this record. That is what DNS server do. It has the record of the IP address of every website in this world. So whenever I'm looking for this website, it will go to the DNS server first, asking, hey, DNS server, do you have this address, this IP address of one web dev? So I have it. Then it will pass back to the user. Okay, now I have the IP address. It's not end there. Belum habis lagi. Your browser will use that IP address to search the web page. Okay, like what I did just now lah. I just entering the IP address instead of the domain name. So your browser will do it at the back. Okay, you're not seeing the process. Okay, it is happen that this is the IP address of this domain. So your browser will request, okay, I want to request this web page. This web page is located at this computer or this server. So you will go to this server and this server will pass back. Okay. Okay, any questions so far? I think I have gone through a lot.
No, sir.
Okay, I really hope that you understand. Okay, I explain in the very simple way as possible, inshallah. Okay, this is the detail, the most detailed one. The most detailed one. Actually, before you go to the DNS, it will check inside the browser. Your browser also save this. It might probably your browser also save this. So whenever I put this domain, it will go to the browser first. It will check the browser if this browser has the record of what is the IP address of this domain. If none, then it will pass to the DNS. Okay, there are another layers before it go to DNS. So where is this DNS located? DNS located in your ISP. It belongs to your ISP. Do you know what is ISP? ISP is Internet Service Provider. So if you are using Unify, so your DNS server should be in TM. It's owned by TM. If you are using Maxis, so DNS server should be owned by Maxis lah. So it's depending on your IC. But okay, you can also can choose to use other DNS from your default ISP. I don't know if you ever heard about Google DNS before. Google DNS. Has anyone heard about Google DNS? Can you make a response? Google DNS and then Cloudflare. None. Ada siapa pernah dengar Cloudflare? Cloudflare, Google DNS.
Tak.
Okay, there are another DNS server that provided by other than from your ISP. Okay. Okay, so this is the form of your URL. It should be like something like this. Normally, okay, whatever website that you visit, it should be using port 80, but the port 80 is hidden. Okay. And then if it has happened that you are visiting a web page that contains folder and the files is contained inside the folder, you can see something like this. And then you might probably see something like parameters, like name equal to something, IC equal to something, okay? And then this is anchor. Anchor is where is you want to redirect to a certain part of the web page. Okay, domain registrar. Where would you buy a domain? Okay, the domain you can buy from any domain registrar. And the most popular one is GoDaddy lah. I also have one in GoDaddy, Namecheap, Cloudflare. Okay, let takes have a let take a have a look. GoDaddy. GoDaddy. This is we call this as a domain registrar, pendaftar domain. Okay, let's say you want to buy a domain, you create your own website and then you want to buy a domain. Let's say you want to have your domain as your name. Let's say Ahmad. Okay, so I just search over here Ahmad. Let's see. Oh, mahal ni. Ahmad.com. The price is 400 ringgit for a year. Actually, Ahmad.com is already taken, but you need to offer this guy if he's willing to willing to give this domain to you with this price, 429. But you also do have another option, Ahmad.Asia, tapi tak sedap lah. Ahmad 123 and so on. If you want to have a .my domain, you should go for MyNick. MyNick is a Malaysian registrar. Let's say Arifin. Saya masukkan nama saya, Arifin. Ada tak Arifin MY? Ni je. Okay, Arifin MY not available. Arifin.com MY available. So if I wanted to know the price, I click this lah. So normally it directs to another sub-registrar lah. So I need to click one by one in order to know the best offer lah for me. So this is where you need, this is where you buy a domain. Through the domain registrar, okay. And then web pages. Web pages, a document designed for the World Wide Web and written is in HTML. It can include combination of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. It should be accessible through the web browser. I think the rest one you can read it yourself. I think web page is already known lah. Okay, everyone know what is web page. Okay, so website is a collection of web pages. Web pages is exactly a document, just a document. But when we consolidate, when you combine all documents together, it forms a website. That's it. Okay. And then there are two types of website: dynamic and static. SMAP Online is dynamic, meaning that whenever you log in, you will get your own presentation. You will see you will see the information is different from others because you are logging as yourself. But for static website, regardless of who visit the website, it is always the same. The content is always the same. But for dynamic website, the contents might be differ based on who logs in at that time. Okay, and the programming language that being used for these two also different. For static website, we use HTML, CSS, JavaScript. For dynamic, normally we use client-side scripting like PHP, Python, Django, or other frameworks like Node.js, Express, Laravel, and so on. And then the rest you can read it by yourself. Then web browsers, you already know what web browser is. It is used to interpret or to parse whatever that being sent to you. And there are many types of web browsers that you choose from. Okay, and each of them might have different features. Okay, like for example, previously I'm using Brave browser. Brave browser do have cryptocurrencies, whereby whenever you visit uh, or any website, you can get cryptocurrencies. There are some other websites that focusing on deep web, which is which one? This one, the Tor website. If you want to go to the deep web, you should use Tor website. Okay, you can't use a regular web browser. You need to use Tor web browser. Okay, responsive web design, what does it mean? It means that whenever you visit on a certain website, it will adjust the content accordingly with the screen size of your device. Say like if you are visiting Maybank to you from PC or laptop, so it will adjust accordingly. But later on, when you visit the same website through mobile phones, you can see that there are some adjustment has been made. And so those adjustment is being done automatically in the coding, not by the programming, but from the coding. So the way we write the code should be accommodating the responsive web design. So if you can see over here, if we visit through laptops, we can see these two buttons. But when we visit through mobile phones, it's all being hidden inside this button. We call this as a hamburger. If I'm not mistaken, like hamburger something. Okay. You only see personal. Business and FAQ also hidden inside this. Same goes with this. Okay. This one is when we visit through tablet. So make sure when you do your projects, make sure your web application is mobile responsive. This is one example of a web page that does not responsive to screen device. Okay, to device screen. Okay. So if we are viewing in laptop, we can see all the text. Maybe some of it cannot see, but if we visit through mobile phone, we can see most of the text. Okay, so this is not good. This is not a good place, especially when you are. mm, if you plan to be a front end developer. Okay, so what is front end? Front end development is anything that regards to the design process that appears on the web browser. Whatever that customer or client see through the browser, that is related to the front end development. So in this course, we will learn HTML, CSS, and a little bit of JavaScript for front end development. So front end is basically what the users will see. And the back end development is uh, the logic at the back. Okay, the logic at the back. Okay, any questions so far?
No.
Just wait. Okay, good. Just wait for a while. I will be displaying the QR code for the attendance. So at the moment, if you have anything to ask, just unmute. Inshallah, I will be answering your question. Okay, so you can scan your attendance now. After you have scanned, you can leave the Google Meet. So I wish everyone selamat yang berpuasa, selamat berpuasa. And have a nice day, everyone. Assalamualaikum
Hello,
and have a
doctor.
nice day.
Doctor,
Yeah.
hello. Sir, my SMAP is quite problem now. Can you put for me manually the attendance?
Manually attendance. What is your name?
J Vishnu, doctor.
Uh, can you WhatsApp me? You give me your name and your metric number. Later, I will
Sure,
take
doctor.
your attendance. Okay.
Sure, doctor. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Doktor, same with me doktor, ada masalah juga dengan SMAP.
Okay. Nanti PM saya kat WhatsApp.
Alright doktor,
Nama
thank you.
nombor metric Okay.
Okay.
Doktor, sekejap doktor.
Yes.
Dah doktor.
Okay.
Doktor,
Yes.
itu I can scan.
Send me through WhatsApp your name and your metric number.
Okay.
Doctor,
Yes.
about the record, can we have the record?
Sure. I will later. I will give the link
All
through
right,
our WhatsApp group. All right.
thank you.